Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the grammar portion of Unit 8, that is, the future tense. In this section, we shall be learning about the types of future tense and their uses. So, let's begin. We're now going to start the grammar portion of Unit 8, that is, future tense. In this section, we shall be learning about the types of future tense and their uses. There are a number of different ways of referring to the future in English. It is important to remember that we are expressing more than simply the time of the action or event. Obviously, any future tense will always refer to a time later than now, but it also may express our attitude towards the future event. So when do we do this thing called talking about the future? Now, in order to talk about the future, we use 4 different kind of tenses, and they are the simple future tense, which will simply contain will or shall followed by a V1. The another kind of tense that we shall use is what we call future continuous tense, and the formula for this is will or shall be and VING. The third kind of tense that we often use when talking about future is future perfect tense, and the formula is will or shall followed by have plus a verb third, that is past participle. And the fourth and the last type of future tense is future perfect continuous tense. And the formula that we shall apply under this will shall followed by have been and VING. Now we were talking about future. And whenever we are talking about future, we should know that when we know about the future, we normally use the present tense, right? But we are not talking about present tense. We are talking about predictions. So whenever we are making predictions, we use the future tense. For example, I can write a sentence: it will be a nice day tomorrow. Or we can write, I'm sure you will enjoy the film. Alright, so let's look at these 2 examples. We are talking about predictions. It will be. So it has a will followed by V1. So it's a simple it's simple future tense, not present. Simple future tense. Let's look at another example. I'm sure you will enjoy. So again, will enjoy is here, will followed by a V1. So these are the examples of simple future tense. And the simple future tense is used when we are talking about predictions. It will be a nice day tomorrow. Someone is predicting the weather about tomorrow. I'm sure you will enjoy the film. So that's more like my prediction. We also use the future tense to talk about or to mean want, or something like be willing to. So that's the second use. Want or be willing to. For example, I can write a sentence: I hope you will come to my party. I can write another sentence: George says he will help us. Again, so if you look at these examples, will come, again we have simple future tense. Will help, again a simple future tense. So these are want, or more like wishes. The future tense is also used when we are talking about prediction based on action in progress in future. An action in progress in future. For example, I can write, I'll be sunbathing at this time tomorrow. I'll be seeing John after my classes. So if we closely examine these two sentences, we find that there is a be verb followed by a VING. Again, there's a be verb followed by a VING. So clearly these two sentences are the examples of future continuous tense, and the future continuous tense is used to talk about an action that is in progress in future. So something is going on and on in future, and in order to talk about such kind of action in future, we use future continuous tense. Moving on, let me talk about another example. The use of future tense. The fourth use is projecting ourselves into the future and looking back at completed action. A month from now, this is an example by the way, a month from now, he will have finished all his exams. So this is more like, projecting ourselves into the future and looking back at a completed action. Projecting ourselves, so this is present tense. We are projecting ourselves in future, and then we're looking at the past form. Quite complex, right? So it's like throwing ourselves in future and looking back. So that is what the sentence does. A month from now. So a month from now, that's future clearly. A month from now is future. He will have, and we have a V3 here, will have plus V3, finished all his exams. This is more like, this gives a meaning of past, a completed action. So it's like throwing ourselves, projecting ourselves in future and looking back. A month from now, he will have finished all his exams. So in such a case, we use the future perfect tense. Fifth use is an unidentified continuous action in future. For example, I can write, I shall have been going to Butwal by this time next week. So let's look at the sentence. I shall have been and VING. So shall have been VING going to Butwal by this time next week. So something is going on. An unidentified, or let's say an uninterrupted continuous action is going on in future. So that's why we use the future perfect continuous tense. For this we use the future perfect continuous tense. All right. Now these were the various uses and the structures and the types. So the types, their structures and uses we have learned so far. The types, their structures and the uses. Now I'm going to give you a little homework. Your homework is going to be this one. So this is going to be your homework. Write a paragraph about your future plans using all the four types of future tenses. You've learned the four different types of future tenses. You've learned the structure and uses. You've got to write a paragraph about your future plans using all the four types of these tenses. Pretty easy. Just write a brief paragraph about your future plans using all the kind of tenses. With this, we've come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding these video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you.